What's going on, Hutheads? This is Joe the Hut from joebbaspalace. Whoa! Here with another What's in the Box unboxing / action figure review for you guys. We have a couple of items that we're going to do tonight. The first of which is the Book of Boba Fett Star Wars BlackSeries Black Krrsantan. I might be saying that wrong, but whatever. If you notice on the box, it only refers to him as Krrsantan. So, are we just calling him that? But clearly he's a big old Wookiee. Thanks to Avi for letting us review this. He bought it from us earlier in the week, and before we ship it out, he's going to let us do a little review. This is streaming live right now on Whatnot, so give us a follow on Whatnot at joebbaspalace. We also will be breaking out the video on our YouTube channel, so give us a follow on YouTube at joebbaspalace. Check out some of the videos. And across all of our socials, it's joebbaspalace on Instagram, on Facebook. In the Facebook group, we do pre-order links for people so that they can try to get stuff at retail. And we have an eBay store, also called joebbaspalace. So if you guys are after figures, definitely hit us up on one of those platforms. Feel free to check out some of the Whatnot streams. Shoot us a DM if there's anything specific that you are after. Okay, so let's get down to the review. So this is Black Krrsantan. Let's get him open. I always do the pre-cut just to make it a little bit easier. But this was never opened previously. So let's get it out. So there's your box. Get that out of here. Not going to need that anymore. Okay, so then here's him in his little sarcophagus. Let's grab the accessories first. Oh, yeah, actually, let's keep the box handy so we know that we have all the accessories available. I always like to make sure, because this is somebody else's figure, so I don't want to lose anything or anything like that. So, come here. Actually, it does not show on the BlackSeries boxes the accessories they're supposed to come with. So let's just assume that he only comes with his little rifle, or his big rifle. All right, so there's a separate piece that clearly has some cardboard in here for the rifle so that it doesn't bend. Let's see how effective that method was. Which I don't really want to cut that, because maybe I'll ship it with this. There's a little hole for that too, just kind of like keep it in place, I guess. All right, I'll do the cut. We can always reform it. There we go. All right, so now here's going to be his rifle. Pretty big rifle. I do not know. I mean, maybe in Legends. I don't know if we've seen this gun before, at least in BlackSeries. If anybody remembers if they've used this gun before, but it's like a big old... Has a sniper scope. It has like a double sniper scope. See, if this is a G.I. Joe classified figure, that would be like a removable piece. But there's a big old gun for you. It's definitely not the OG sniper rifle that Marvel Legends used to use for like every figure. But this is pretty solid. It doesn't really bend that much, so I wouldn't be worried about it warping too much. Not a ton of paint detail on here, but decent detail overall, just not a lot with the paint. It's very much just like a shiny silver paint. You got some buttons here in red. The tip of the rifle has a little blue to it, so I guess maybe that's supposed to be it showing that it's like blue heat, kind of like heating up or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Definitely like the look of that sniper scope right there, though. So that's pretty cool. So overall, a decent gun. You might want a little more paint detail on that, but looks pretty good. All right, so that is his only accessory, guys. Now, I know that the Vintage Collection one had some gauntlets on them. Let's see what kind of things we have on the figure itself. So let's get him out of his little prison here. I'm gonna do this part off screen because I don't want to damage the figure at all. Best thing to do is kind of just rip this whole cardboard piece apart. There we go. All right, so here's him in his little cocoon. We are getting Star Wars BlackSeries branded tissue paper here, so that's pretty cool. He definitely is like a heavy figure. You can feel that already. Okay, so he has molded in gauntlets. Okay, so then let's get our first look at Black Krrsantan. Very solid. He kind of just plops right down. Oh, no, man. Might need a little articulation to actually get him to stand, but seems to be ready to stand. All right, let's take a look at him. So here is the face. Pretty good deal on the face. The paint is decent, I would say. It's got that like gray, that gray mixed in with the. I mean, he's kind of really more of a. Yeah, I guess he's black. It's like a light gray black and then a lighter whitish gray going on the face. No googly eyes, which is nice. Eyes honestly look kind of small compared to the rest of the head. The fangs might need a little touch up on that just to pull them out a little bit. Kind of looks like Eli Manning there. A little mouth breathing going on. But overall pretty cool, pretty menacing. These little braids are extra pieces that are hanging down. So I guess if you heated them up, you can get them going in a specific direction. But I think the best thing to do is just to let them lay like that. His shoulder pads look pretty dope. I could see somebody maybe doing a little weathering on those to make them look even cooler. Yeah, I like the look of that. It has a little bit of a design to it as well, which is nice. Here's the back. He has a peg here. I assume that I could probably peg his gun in. Yeah, you can peg his gun in here. It does seem like his braids are going to get in the way a little bit for that. Let's see how easily we can peg this gun in. Okay, so they stay. And if I move him, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So, little peg for the back. That's nice. I wasn't really expecting that. So that he can have his only accessory on him. Maybe if you want to do like a little more gauntlet action with him. Let's take a look at... Oh, we'll do the rest of the chest piece. So the chest piece has details similar to his belt. A little bit different. Definitely a different design. Some paint here looks like leather straps, but then it has the gold on it. So overall, I do like his armor. Overall, there's a little bit of a closer look at the belt. And then here's the back of that. He has a pouch here on his belt as well, so that's a nice little detail there. So yeah, I like the way it looks overall. Let's take a look at his hands. So the gauntlets, I feel like, could pop a little bit more. They're very understated. It does have his like little brass knuckle handle there, which is cool. I guess they really are just brass knuckles. But I would like for them to be a little bit bigger. Like, look how big the spikes are on here. We couldn't have done like, I mean, I guess because this is gonna bleed over, that's probably what they were worried about. But I feel like they could have found a way to give him like a little bit more bigger gauntlets overall, or brass knuckles, whatever we want to call them. He does have a trigger finger, so that's noticeable. So I guess he's a righty. Yeah, but nice to have them. but I could have gone with a little bit bigger spikes here. Yeah, and then let's look at these big old feet. So he has toe paint. Toe paint here. Let's get a good angle on it. Toe paint here, so it's kind of like where the hair ends. You're getting his nails. Decent. I feel like maybe you might want to paint those black or put like a little bit of a extra detail on there. But overall, nicely like sculpted and stuff. There's the bottom of the feet. It has the foot pegs. A little bit of indents there. So it actually looks like a real foot kind of. So that's actually pretty nice. All right, so there he is. Let's try to do a little bit of articulation on this one. I'm going to take his gun off for this part. So here's the raising of the arm. So we knew it, but these shoulder pads and this chest piece is going to get in the way of your articulation. Not too terrible. You can get his arm up at least there. You might be able to push it a little bit further. I don't want to go too crazy because this is not going to be my figure going forward. Here's the elbow. Can we go any further? That's pretty much where it is with the elbow. Then you can kind of slide that back down, and he's kind of in more of like a shooting motion. The head, you get a little bit of sideways movement, but once again, the combination of him having these braids on the back are gonna hit up against his shoulder pads. But once again, and this is the same thing that we've said for other big figures like Darth Malgus that we've reviewed. How much crazy articulation do you need on a giant figure like this? What kind of crazy are you gonna have him doing a drop kick? You know what I mean, like something like that. So definitely want him to be able to look down a little bit more, but I think that's what your chest piece is going to be for. It seems to have, yeah, there's an extra little articulation point in his chest, so that will get you to do the look down, intimidating look. He also has a waist swivel. Does he have a waist swivel? I think they sacrificed that waist swivel. Most of it just not popping. Hold on, let me get in there a little bit. Don't think that he has a full waist swivel here. That might just be, which is weird because there is a separation here. Interesting. Doesn't seem to have that waist swivel, but you can use this upper chest to do kind of like whatever else you wanted to do. But he's really gonna like look this way and that way. You know, if you want to have him looking this way, about to fuck somebody up like that. That's pretty cool. So this is nice. It's got a little bit of a 360 movement to it too, so it's easy to move, and it seems to stay where you want it to go, which is nice. Like I don't see it like fading down over time or anything like that. So that's a nice little articulation piece. The hands, obviously you can twist them. It has a little bit of a wrist here. Not really up and down. Once again, this furry piece here is going to get in the way of some things, but I think it looks good enough that you would sacrifice a little bit of articulation there. I mean, how much are you going to do with his hands? I might want I could have went for maybe some fisted hands here as extra hands. You're always going to want extra hands, extra head sculpts, extra accessories, and stuff like that, especially in a deluxe figure. The fact that they only gave us one gun with a deluxe figure, a little ridiculous. But anyway, overall, pretty decent there with the hands. All right, let's get to the lower body. Here's the splits. Once again, just like Darth Malgus, really nice split action going on here. So there's your articulation. This none of the things that he has on him are kind of like getting in the way of this because that belt is high up on his waist and the fur isn't really in the way, so that's how he's able to do that ridiculous split for a Wookiee. I didn't even notice over here. There's like a little little piece here. Interesting. Interesting there. All right. He has a little bit of a swivel in his legs too there too. You can go that way. Here's the knee. Not going to go crazy far back, but like I said, what are we doing? Drop kicks with him. Here's kick forward. Decent kick forward. I don't think it's not going to go. You can go a little bit higher than that, but then that's when you get your, kind of tilt and all that stuff, just to accentuate that kick back. Ooh, kick back. Look at the kickback. Look at the kickback. So it's very similar to the way that because he doesn't have anything hindering that. So going with this plastic piece is not really getting in the way too much. So decent kickback on him. Interesting. We did the knee already. He has a swivel in the knee as well. That seems like something that might get a little bit loose over time, but you can do a lot with that. Here's the ankle. A little bit of up and down on the ankle. It does have a twist to it, so you got ankle pivot and all that stuff. So overall, decent articulation. I would not really gripe too much about the articulation on this guy. Let's reset ourselves right here. There we go. Let's get a gun in his hand and try to do some posing. All right, so here's his rifle. We'll try a two-hand pose with the rifle. Pop that in and over. So the interesting thing is that they went out of their way to clearly give him a trigger finger. There is a trigger finger in here. You do not need to make your own trigger finger. The gun does not have a trigger mechanism. The gun does not have a trigger mechanism. So I guess if you grabbed a different gun, like let's say I have this blaster over here. Yeah, this blaster over here. If you give him a little blaster, say he stole a blaster off of a stormtrooper, you can get it in there. Kind of. His hands are a little bit big for this specific gun, but you can get a little trigger finger action going there. Sorry, it popped out. There you go. You can see it there. But they went out of their way to give him a trigger finger, and then they gave him a gun that doesn't have a trigger. All right, so now let's see how we can do as far as getting him in like a two-handed pose here. Let's get a little bit of separation on these. Oh, this one has the trigger finger too. So he has that extra one on the right side too. So he might not be left-handed or right-handed. Let's get these in here. The hands are very big, so it's kind of like a thing to get him to hold the gun. Yeah. Okay. That seems solid. Get him turning a little bit. Go with the side shot view. Get the head turning, get the body turning. And like I said, you gotta like really work that head to get that going. He very much is doing that. I mean, you need a little bit more time with this. We gotta pop this elbow down here just to get it tighter to his body. Get a little bit of a angle on that. Angle that way. Angle this back. Get him in a better pose for this. Of course, it's every time the first time you mess around with a figure, you really gotta. We're in the ins and outs of how you want his body. I mean, the thing is that it's hard to get his hands close to his body, which is what you want for a shooting pose. Hold on, I'm gonna do a little bit of this off screen just to give myself a chance here. His hands are so big. That's a little bit better. Get that going. There we go. Now we like it. All right. That's a better pose for him. You want those hands tight on his body so it doesn't look so awkward. A lot of the times when you try to do a pose that'll be like too far out, and it just like looks like it's the first time they're holding a gun. So if as long as you can get it to the point where you can get them tight to the body, which can be a chore with some of the bulkier figures. But that's a nice little pose right there. That's a decent shooting pose. Maybe get his head turned a little bit more. There we go. Now we're rocking. Now we got a nice little shooting pose with him. So there you go. And he'll chill. It's not hard to get him to stand. He's a big bulky figure. He's weighed down. He's got big feet, so he's got a solid base to him. All right. That's nice. Let's try to do like a Wookiee Rage pose now. Let's get him like using these gauntlets a little bit. Can we maybe spin ourselves around here? Give me a... You know what we could try? We could try getting him to choke a dude. Well, first we'll do the comparisons and we'll do a little bit more of posing. We'll try to get a little scene going here. All right, so let's push him back. First comparison I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with a Shock Trooper. This is a Battlefront 2 Shock Trooper, just to see how he stands next to, how he looks next to a standard Stormtrooper. So the Stormtrooper is really not even up to his shoulders. So let me make sure we're lined up. Yeah, their feet are lined up. So in that comparison, he does look big enough. I think that's the type of stuff you want to compare that to. There might be some newer Stormtroopers that might be a little bit better of a comparison, but that looks good enough. He looks big against this Stormtrooper, which is what you want. Let's show him next to Luke, which is a newer Luke. This is the Mando Luke. It's the Mando Luke. And the Mando Luke is even shorter than that Stormtrooper. So then there he is next to Luke. So you can get a better idea of that. So that looks even better. That looks even better for a size comparison right there. That's kind of where you want it to be. Like I said, he's really not even up to his shoulders. He's like right halfway up to his shoulders. And then a slightly taller. I was not able to find a Chewbacca for this. A lot of people are comparing it to Chewbacca. He is shorter, like significantly shorter than some of the Chewbaccas we've gotten. But I think that's more of a let's reset the height on these, because I do think that Chewbacca might be a little tall. And Chewbacca has a big head. This is Vader, which Vader is taller than Luke, and he is taller than this Stormtrooper. So how is Vader next to Black Krrsantan? This will be a good comparison. Hold on, let me get his feet going. He's a little bit older, so he's a little loosey-goosey. Come on, Vader. Come on, Anakin. There's no sand. He was just standing. Give it a minute. He'll get there. No, hold on. I want him to be as tall as possible on this one, so let's get him in an actual, like, good standing pose. There we go. That should work without him falling, right? God damn it, Anakin. I picked the wrong figure because my Vader... I do not have any A-Wings available, Eamon. Are we reviewing Anakin or are we reviewing Black Krrsantan? Jesus. What a prima donna you are, Anakin. All right, here's him directly next to Black K. Come on, Jesus Christ. What a pain in the ass. There we go. All right, so there's a comparison between Anakin and Black Krrsantan. Anakin's head is probably like halfway up on Krrsantan's head, so I'd say that's a decent size. Anakin is tall. Vader is a tall character. That's the point. So I think overall that's decent. I'm pretty happy with that. I know a lot of people are unhappy that he's so much shorter than Chewbacca, but like I said, I think they're kind of resetting the scale with these, and there'll probably be another Chewbacca down the line that might be a little bit shorter. They did reuse that Chewbacca buck a lot, so hopefully we'll get a new Chewbacca soon that's like a little bit better. Okay. So those are your comparison shots. Now let's get a little fight going here. All right, Vader doesn't need to be in this because he doesn't want to stand on his own anyway. I want to do like, can I get a choke going with this stormtrooper? Can I get him like holding a storm? I want to see if we can balance him enough that he can like hold a stormtrooper up above him and like choke him or something. The problem is, what are we grabbing onto? Because they got such a big bulky helmet. Can we hook it onto here at all? Not really. How about an arm? You can probably grab onto the arm. That thumb going. Okay. Grabbing onto the arm. Lift them up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work. With his feet off the ground, get a wider base. Wider base here. Lift him up. I think you can get it. This is a little, yeah, wants to fall. I think you can get him throwing some stormtroopers around for sure. There he is, just smacking a bitch. Smacking a bitch. Standing on him. Giving him the old stomp. So overall, I think he's a pretty cool figure. I think maybe a little more detail on the paint. The strangest thing, I wouldn't even really call it a complaint. The strangest thing is the fact that the gun does not have a trigger. But I guess you could just use another gun if you wanted. Like I said, there's always going to be gripes about accessories. Because those are the things that you want to use for your displays. For the most part, as long as you get his feet set, he's going to be a solid stander, so I wouldn't worry too much about getting him in decent poses and stuff like that. But overall, a cool, big, hulking, menacing Wookiee. I think my favorite part is the armor. These shoulder pads are really cool. Like I said, people could probably do a little bit of weathering to them to make them look even better. Yeah, so overall, pretty good. I can show some Masters of the Universe after we're done with our unboxing. Pretty good Black Krrsantan. I would say it's probably worth grabbing. You might want some different accessories for him. I wonder if anybody's going to do better gauntlets for him. Because the brass knuckles are a little bit small on him. I think the brass knuckles on the vintage collection ones look a little bit better on that scale figure. But overall, pretty cool. Pretty cool Black Krrsantan figure. So I would say that it's a recommend. If you want to do a cool bounty hunter display, if you're looking to do Book of Boba Fett stuff, we assume that he's probably going to show up again at some point when they do this big crossover event. So, and also, oh yeah, the other thing that I wanted to just reiterate is the eyes do look small. Am I crazy? The eyes do look small for the size of his head, don't they? That seems like maybe they could have went with bigger eyes, but maybe they're just the standard eye size in BlackSeries. I mean, should we do an eye size comparison between him and Luke? His eyes are smaller than Luke's. Seems like they went a little small on the eyes. Very interesting. All right. Well, that is Star Wars BlackSeries Deluxe Black Krrsantan from the Book of Boba Fett line. Yeah, so overall, I would say that that's a decent figure. I would like a little bit more accessories for the deluxe price, but overall, we know it's a bigger figure, so they're gonna jack up the price a little bit. They didn't go too crazy on the price, but yeah, he's cool. He's a cool looking Wookiee. Okay, so that was Black Krrsantan. The next item that we have to look at is we have to look at the. 1 second, I'll get it over here. Let's have Black K chill back here with. Oh yeah, we didn't even compare him to Jabba. There he is, protecting Jabba. That actually, that looks good. That's a nice little size comparison right there. Because Jabba's not small. I like that. That's good looking. I'm gonna put Black K in the background right here instead of this, so he can just be chilling in our background. Even though the Imperial shuttle is gonna block a lot of what we're doing next, but that's your Black Krrsantan right there. Or we'll call him Black Chrysanthemum if you want. All right, next thing is gonna be our Star Wars MicroGalaxy. It's okay, Eamon. Yeah, we don't have an A-Wing available. Sorry, man. Is there still one? There's not one listed, right? No, there shouldn't be. All right, let's get this Imperial shuttle opened so we can take a look at this. If you guys haven't gotten into MicroGalaxy at all, really like them. I think they do a decent job with the scale. It's not perfect, but it's very hard to pull off exact scale for a lot of this stuff. But I think, sometimes when they make concessions, it's not really the end of the world. So here is your, like I said, I'm opening this in the background, but here's your unboxing for that. This is the Star Wars MicroGalaxy shuttle. We might need to back up a little bit on this one because I can kind of barely fit it on the screen right now. It is very big. It is very big compared to some of the other ships. So can't sleep on how big shuttles are supposed to be. I actually do have a good comparison for this as well that I can grab in just a second. All right, so the way that they're packing this in is that they have the wings on the bottom of the package. I'll pull the rest out. So there's a little separate tab, which is the bottom and the back of the package that have the wings and then the top fin here. So let's get these pieces out. And I assume that we're going to pop those in. All right, we'll get rid of this. All right. And then we have the rest of the shuttle. So they're giving you an Emperor and 2 Royal Guards in here. I'm going to leave those in there because I do not want to lose them. They're very small. And like I said, this is obvious. I do not want to lose any of his stuff. They did put these little guys here. We're going to have to cut those off. So let me do that off screen. All right. That's not bad. Kind of just slid right out there after I All right, so there's the shuttle. Let's get its top fin on. So you can see that there's little grooves here. And we're going to just pop them in there right near the screws. Should slide right on and pop right on. Come on, get in there. There we go. So just be careful. Don't bend it too much when you're doing that so that it snaps right in. But that pops right on. And then the arms. These articulate, so might be slightly trickier. So I'm going to say that this side goes over here. And there are little tabs here too as well. So these tabs are just going to pop in. See, that snaps right in. Try to give you a better angle of that on this one. And then just snap right in, and that's where the tabs pop in. Okay, so here's the shuttle. Like I said, it's very big, so let's pop the wings up for a second so we can get a good look at it. There's the shuttle. .360 view for you guys. Very nice. I like that. Okay, so here's the nice blue jets on the back. It has a little turret on the back here. Can you twist this turret? You can't twist it, so it kind of just goes back and forth a little bit there. It's got some guns on the wings here. I didn't realize how loaded the shuttle was with weaponry. It's got like a Gatling gun down here almost. That does not move or twist or anything. This has a hinge here. Yeah, okay, so you can move these up and down right here, which is cool. So you can kind of just like parked mode, battle mode. Be careful though. Obviously, I can see these want to move a little bit, so just be careful when you do this. You don't want to snap these little blasters there. Let's take a look at the cockpit. Cockpit should open. The hinge is here, so you want this tab right here. That little tab. Can I get in there? There we go. There we go. There's your cockpit. So you can put four little MicroGalaxy figures in there. Will fit. Like I said, I don't really want to open this because I don't want to lose any of them, but there's your guys and where they would go. Inside the cockpit, let's see, as far as like detailing, can we get a little more light in here? Not seeing any like panels or anything. The side, there's some side paneling and stuff, which is cool. Let's see on like the driver's side. It's probably the same, right? Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but there's no like front panel right there. But I love the scale of this. I love the design of it. This should pop right back in here. I would say always with these MicroGalaxies, just be a little bit careful because these tabs are very, very small and fragile. I don't even want to like push it all the way down, I feel like. Just because it's obvious. Maybe do like a two-handed so that they go in at the same time. There you go. They'll pop in. Just be careful with that. Don't put too much pressure. You got a little vent here. A little bit of a vent here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to keep it all on screen. So that's like your parked mode right there. And then there's a nice snap to those wings. So you can really feel that you're moving along with them. Let's try to go with a back up here. It does not want to support the weight with the wings down. Just so you know, maybe you want to get it into one of those cracks. Into a crack. It's a little loose there. A little. Oh, also, do they go? It kind of wants to do them both at the same time. It moves a little bit better if you move them both at the same time, because I think that they kind of are slightly connected. Because see, I'm moving this side, and that one like wants to move. So there's something about that where they kind of snap together. Let me give you like a side view of this. Hold on. I know what I'll do. I'll put the Rancor under it. That way it'll be supported. There we go. Then we can back up a little bit so you guys can see kind of the full view of what we're working with here. Here's a nice bright view of the MicroGalaxy shuttle. Very nice. I do want to quickly grab, I have an older one that we can do a little bit of a comparison to. So let me grab that quick. So we have some type of comparison for this one. So I have an Action Fleet shuttle that we can compare it to. Oh boy. I'm going to put his wings back up so we can work with him a little bit better. All right. This is it next to an Action Fleet shuttle. This is the OG right here. So if you see for the size comparison, I mean, it's much bigger than that. I don't mind. I still like the old Action Fleet one. It's a nice little toy. But this is like, if you want to put a shelf together of some ships, that's a really nice looking shuttle. So definitely an upgrade for sure. This one also has the little legs to support it, which this one does not have. I don't think that I was missing anything in here, right? No, that's everything it comes with. That's everything it comes with. Now, sometimes there are secret features on these. So it might be worth looking into and designing a little bit. But there's another look at the Action Fleet one. It's a little dusty, but he's cool. I found that a couple months ago. I found it actually after they announced this one. So I was like, oh, I'll grab that one, and then we can at least have some options for where we want to display. But I do love the design, the details. We didn't really look at the bottom yet. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There are legs down here. There are legs down here. So there you go. Now you got a little landing gear. Be careful with that as well. There was definitely a little bit of a crack to that when I popped it open. There we go. There's a landing gear. Is there a front landing gear? Here we go. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a ramp here. You want to pull out? Come on. It's definitely supposed to pop further down. I feel like it's like kind of caught there though. Oh, there's a button. I'm an idiot. So you can pull it down and then you can pop it back up. But I still feel like the ramp should go further down. Maybe this is trying to indicate, no, we don't go further down than that. No, it seems like it should support it somehow. Oh no, that's pretty solid right there. Let me do a little bit more digging on this. That's there, that's there. These are all the way snapped up. That does not seem to want to go much further. I do not want to break that. You notice that I'm pushing this down and it wants to go back up, but there's not much. There's a lot of resistance here when I try to go here. So I don't think, I feel like I'm missing something here as far as pushing it all the way down. Okay, well, those snapped a little bit further. So that'll give you like a little bit more of a landing gear there. But the actual ramp, I do not want to push because it's a very thin piece. And like I said, this is not my toy going forward. So maybe when I get my personal one, I'll push it a little bit further. But yeah, here's a little bit more of a look at the bottom. So there's nice detailing here, nice paneling and stuff like that. They always do a good job with adding a little bit of extra details to these. That's why I like what they're doing in the MicroGalaxy line overall. So I honestly would say that this is probably the best shuttle we've ever gotten. I like it. I'll definitely be getting a personal one at some point. Just a little confused by that. Anyway, whatever. Very interesting. So there's your Star Wars MicroGalaxy Imperial Shuttle unboxing / review. Yeah, if anybody's interested in these, I think Amazon might still have them. We personally do not have any more in stock. Maybe I'll do a restock at some point. Yeah, I like the MicroGalaxy line overall. So definitely check them out if you haven't yet. So there was Black Krrsantan and the Imperial Shuttle. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Remember that this is joebbaspalace. We're live streaming on Whatnot at the moment. So feel free to check us out on that platform if you guys are after any action figures or just toys in general. Give us a follow on Instagram as well. We usually post when new inventory comes in. This stream is also being multicast to YouTube. We always archive our streams on YouTube, and then we're going to break out this video to YouTube as well. So if you just want to check out the video, you might be watching it already, but feel free to check that out if you came in at the end. Yeah, so overall, we have an eBay store, all that stuff. So if you guys are ever interested in anything, feel free to hit me up to check those things out. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys, and have a good one. Peace out. Okay, so I just wanted to point this out since we didn't include it in the original part of the review. So for the shuttle, there is a separate area where you can see more of the ship. So basically, there's a couple tabs on the right side of the cockpit, and then above the cockpit when you push the panel up, and then there's some tabs here as well. And then you can kind of lift it. It takes some doing, so be careful when you do it. And then you can kind of just lift this forward. There's a couple different tabs that you're gonna have to work your way around in order to get that. So now when we get in here, we have a whole area where you can put troopers. See, this is what I was trying to say when we did the beginning of the review, is that there's always a little bit of hidden stuff in these MicroGalaxies. So you have literally the Emperor's throne is chilling there, and you got like barracks for a bunch of troopers. You can see like the engine and stuff, or whatever, the hyperdrive or whatever we want to call it. There's a little door there, so I just wanted to point that out so that people know that it is there. So you can kind of like build this out with stormtroopers and royal guards, and you can put the emperor in there, which is really cool. Really cool. And it has that little, like I said, that little hatch that you can be like, oh, we're walking to the cockpit now. So I just wanted to make sure that people saw that in case they missed it. So you have a feature that you might miss on this one. Yep. So I just wanted to throw that out there. All right. Thanks, guys.